This is another round here of Horizon, and I have gotten the fear that this game became a bit of a tedium for me, and I do not really know why. Like
We should get back out and track the herd if we want to maintain our
the
reputations.
surface suspicion that I have is that I could have ruined it myself, since ever since I went on that farming spree. But that is only half true, since a lot of me playing has been connected to a lot of farming. So yeah, just my natural rhythm that I find with games is very much in a grind mindset. So
Stocking up.
yeah, so I have this suspicion that I ruined it for myself, and it's not the game's fault, but it is just the surface, because I also noticed how the balance changed in the game of itself. I forgot to raise the lighting. This game needs the normal lighting. Cannot reduce it. And what I mean with that is that I cannot actually believe that I'm about to do this, but that is the one thing Dying Light did quite well, where the more levels you have, the stronger the opponents also become. And here it's everything seems to have an equal amount of swords. Of leveling in the areas that you travel to become harder and more difficult to deal with, and depending on your ability as a hunter, you have an easier or harder time. And for me, for example, it's a harder time, since I found my A button.
I need this.
And the first enemy I had troubles with was the Sabertooth, which was just way chunkier. I don't mind that it's an opponent that I cannot one-shot with stealth. That is actually really good. But the amount of damages he outputs, and that I do not have the... I have the ability to get better armor, but I do not feel that I have gotten better armor. You know? It's a good thing that there is
to a good hunt.
That even the weakest enemy does not lose its threat. And we actually I have to get out of here. and that even the weakest enemy does not lose its threat, and always will be something that is that I have to be careful of. But I also want to have a point at times where I can just blast through, and I think where the enemy that shows this the best is the Scrapper. The Scrapper is the Scrapper is someone who I can
Ain't afraid you die. Ain't afraid to
stealth
kill.
kill in one. I can stun him quite easily with a heavy hit, or I at least those are the easy ways to deal with him, and then later on, are you in my fucking way? But
If I get stuck out here alone one more time, they're gonna regret it.
but the if I'm not careful, if I don't know that these scrappers are
Blow that
ahead
up
of
later.
me, they will pretty much whoop my ass, because I only have these two ways to quickly deal with them without having to spend a lot of munitions or health potions or any of the kind. And especially the heavy attack is something that gets enhanced with the skill set. Pretty much, this is why I even can do this, you know. And of course they execute. And that is also why I say that I probably am the smith of my own demise, because I went quite hard into let's analyze this boy first. There's fire and magic.
Got you.
It's where, what was I even saying? This Scrapper is probably the most fair enemy currently, or at least it feels like it a lot.
For later.
As when I have used the controllers. I think I'm gonna use up all of these heavy hitting arrows, so I just stop using them. Anyways, should probably hide and finish what I was talking about. Yeah. in terms of the Sabertooth, no, let's
Why did I
first
take this watch
go with
again?
Watchers. Because Watchers are the weakest one and always will stay annoying, which is a really good thing. Like, you see them in the herds of the enemies that you want to farm. So so they are the spotters for those herd animals that you cannot just approach at any given time, but you have to actually think about it a little bit. But then also the all medium creatures, you know, the
That'll
horse,
help.
the grazers, the horn boys here. They are all pretty weak because they have this herd mentality where they rather will run away than fight you. But each of these boys is pretty much strong enough to one-shot you. Like, at this point where I survived this with only 100 or 120 HP, like, I had to have so many levels to reach this point. I don't even feel that this armor that I have with 46 melee damage reduction is even affecting the scenario.
Solid ice. I'm not getting through here.
Sage. How about an explosive or fire arrow? Tja. That is what I have forgotten to say. Great. But yeah,
Snow.
if
not
they
getting any
were
warmer out
not
here.
running away from me, the herd would probably always one-shot me. And so it makes
This must be the pass O'Toole
makes
was talking
kinda
about,
sense
with Canuck
from
territory
a
just above.
gamer perspective, to make it easy for him to play it, to give him a chance. But I don't like fake chances, if that makes sense. Because they are running away because they are surprised or you scared them. Basically, they are being afraid of you. But they are way stronger. So it doesn't really make sense. Like it makes kind of sense when I find when I fight mobs like in the size of 3 to 5, because I often can slay 2 guys when they panic, so they instantly lost 50% fighting power. That is a scary thing. So it makes
Going down
sense
fast.
that they start running away or look at me from afar. But when I accidentally merge herds and or they are 8, have the size of 8, more or less, like, it makes no sense that they are still running away from me. But then again, as a realistic comparison, zebras, you know, like, the behavior is also not uncommon in the wilds, because zebras or similar herd animals, like they know. In the moment, the lions attack them, but after a lion has eaten, they even drink water together, often. Because they know the lion does not kill more than he needs. But I often prove to those herds that I eat more than I can chew. Yeah, I hunt for resources, XP, metal shards, and they just stand there and watch me, instead of completely disengaging or just overrun me with a group mentality. And in a game, that does not make much sense to me. Or rather, it makes sense, but it has gotten to a point where it has become annoying to me. I think that is more accurate.